Hey y'all, welcome to Spiritual Barbie. This is just going to be a timeless message. I just got done doing a reading, so I'm going to use the same deck, which is the Animal Spirit Guide, Oracle deck, and then Tarot, of course. Um, the last read that I did was for this week, which was February 12th to the 19th. I think those are the correct dates, so if you want to look into that energy, you're feeling called. Oh my God, my throat got dry. Definitely check that out. Ooh, oh God, I didn't bring nothing to drink either. So yeah, so if you feel like you want to, go ahead, check it out. This is just gonna be a timeless. So let's get to it. Wow. So I don't know if this you may be having issues kind of with your throat chakra. So with that, when I take it and I am having that issue, my ear just rang too, is issues speaking your truth, issues following your truth, issues living authentically. You may have issues before that kind of shuttered your voice out or shut your voice out, and you were too afraid to live authentically. You were afraid to live your truth, kind of like um, people who in the LGBTQ community, you know what I mean? They were afraid to live their truth because of, being afraid of judgment and all that stuff. So their throat chakra was shut off until they had the courage and the braveness to live authentically. And the same could even be with like a singing voice. Like if you're too shy to sing in front of people and you love singing and you're a car singer and you're a couch singer. I'm a couch singer, a car singer, a shower singer, all that. Because like you're just too shy. So shyness. And I always tell my son, like, he is such more a sociable kid than I was. And he would ask me, like, why were you shy? How come you didn't have that too many friends? And I'm like, I was just a very, like, quiet, shy kid. But now that I'm an adult, I'm very, like, loud. I'm not afraid to speak my truth. But that was only up until a couple of years ago. And I'm only 29. So I was like that. All right, I saw something at the corner of my eye. I was like that for a long time. For a long, long time. All right, so let's do this. Divine Spirit Team of Highest Light, Highest Vibration. Thank you for being here. We're the Ten of Cups that flies out. Thank you for being here. What message do you have for us? For the collective, we have the Alchemist come out. So let's see. I'm getting kind of like nervousness in my chest, which is weird. Okay, look at that. And the Ten of Wands comes out. That nervousness. Woo, look at that. We have the Ten of Pentacles. I'm going to pull one more kind of understanding. Sorry, I smelled something really sweet. Even though I was having a lot of anxiety, but I just like smelled something really sweet. And I was like, ooh, kind of like, what's that? Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy. Like that's how I was like, ooh, that smells good. All right, so we have the, like I said, ten of Wands in reverse, Ten of Pentacles, and then we have the Page of Pentacles here. What I'm feeling from this is there's a lot of like, stress about money situations or, um, investing in a situation that you are kind of on the fence that kind of like, okay, so this is like a company investing into somebody and it's like I don't know if it's like I don't know if they're gonna bring anything in. I feel like you're in this situation, so it's just like, well, I don't know if I should buy these materials because I don't know if me putting any effort into this business is it actually going to bring something. Like I'm already going through XYZ, like I don't know if it's actually going to like bring in an investment from me. So I feel like that's the type of energy that you may be in, kind of in a state of like fear or anxiety, which is what I was feeling in my chest. And then I was also getting some pain in my head. So this is like a lot of overthinking, sitting overthinking. And you have the lovers at the bottom, lovers in reverse. So it's like, is this the right choice for me? Like, I don't know. So I'm going to sit and I'm going to go back and forth and I'm going to teeter totter because I'm not too sure if this investment is going to fail like a last investment. Um, but what I'm feeling is you have the 10 of Pentacles upright. So I'm feeling that this investment, whatever you believe it is, if you put in the work, it's going to if you put in the work and this is actually something that you enjoy doing, this is not something that you're doing that because you have to. Kind of like that saying, like people want a job that they feel like they're not working every day in their life. So this doesn't have to be like a business of your own or anything like that. Like if you this could be like a promotion, like you wanting to put in the work to do a promotion and get a promotion or whatever your heart is feeling. I feel like you're getting a little anxious. I feel like I keep seeing things at the corner of my eye. You're getting a little anxious about that because, like I said, you're not sure that it's going to bring in what God is telling you it's going to bring in. So it's kind of like you're doubting it and a little like you're doubting yourself, but at the same time like you're doubting God. And that's understandable. Be honest about that. I have conversations to God about that all the time. I will tell him like I'm angry. Like I'm pissed off. I'm angry. Like I don't understand what you're saying. Like you're saying this and that. Like it's okay to talk to God like that. Like it's perfectly fine to talk to him like that because he understands your emotions and everything that you're going through. And I always tell God like I understand the spiritual understanding of everything, but at the same time like I'm human and you have to talk to me. You have to give me grace. You have to explain things to me sometimes because um, I'm still a human in a human experience. So I feel like maybe whoever you believe in, God, the universe, your spirit guides, ask them, your ancestors, ask them for clarity. Ask them for clarity, but the most important, ask them for reassurance too. But here we go. We have the Ace of Wands. Look at that. We have the Ace of Wands. Yeah. I feel like you're feeling just like my last video, it's like you're feeling inspired. You're feeling inspired, but it's like I don't know, like I don't know if it's this is something that I can do. I don't have the finances. I don't have I may have the time, but I just don't know if this is something that's going to bring anything for me. I'm kind of debating on turning on the light. This is a little dark. Look at that. Six of Wands in reverse. You're unsure. You don't know if it's going to be successful. You don't know. But at the same time, I feel like this is a fear of being seen. This is a fear of being seen. This is a fear of um, recognition and validation and a fear of success. I feel like maybe that's what the fear is not of you if you not having the financials for it or you just thinking basically overthinking it. I feel like the underlying issue is that you may have a fear of success, a fear of being seen, a fear of believing that you actually deserve it. So definitely look into that. Ask yourself that question. Journal that question. Ask God, ask your spirit guides, whoever you believe in, to explain that a little bit more to you. We have the Queen of Swords and the Ten of Swords here. So I feel like what this is like I've been in not it's like I tried to follow my inspirations, but they didn't bring back um what they were supposed to. And I feel like when you did, because I've in the same boat. When I did try to follow and put energy into my goals, I wasn't in the right mental space. My brain was foggy. It was still my mind was still in the old karmic cycle. My heart was still foggy and corroded and thick and full of stone. It wasn't the right time for me to invest into goals that my heart wanted me to or that God wanted me to because I would have fucked them up. I would have completely fucked them up because I was still on the old karmic cycle. But now that we're on a whole new cycle now. Pluto in Aquarius, that's a big change, okay? That's a huge change. So now God is telling you, now you're in the right space. Now's the time. Kind of like what I'm saying is like horses at a horse race when they're about to be let off, and I feel like um you were there behind the gate as a horse like for years, going back and forth. And now that you've kind of cleared out your mind and you're more aware of things and you've healed certain things, like I said, now the gates, God's opened the gates and he's like, come on, let's go. But like you as a horse, you're just like, well, you, well, we've been here for so long. I'm just so comfortable. Like I'm just so comfortable by the gate. You know what I mean? We've been here for so long. Um, and I feel like God is like, come on now. Come on. Like we've already healed that. And we have the King of Swords at the bottom. It's kind of like God's like, come on now, make the decision. You have to make the decision. You can't sit there in limbo and go back and forth. The last reading literally was about this, is being having a fork in the road, but it went down in more detail. Here we go. We have the Three of Pentacles. So what I'm feeling from this is you have something to give. You have something to give to other people that creates something else. um, you also can create a place for people to come to, um, whether that be like this, like a YouTube channel, is you create a place filled with all the things that you love, and people come here and they bring the coin, honey. You might make crystals or crystal jewelry or whatever you want to do. You make something and people bring the coin and they say, hey, we want to work with you. We want to work with you. And God's saying, like, that's what's going to happen now that your mental is cleared, your heart is cleared, and now that you're purely and authentically putting energy into your goals. Um, you're going to get things back tenfold. You're going to get back this Ten of Pentacles. So we're going to pull one more from this animal deck. Look at this. We have the element spirit card, the dragon. The dragon is, I'm going to get the book. The dragon is one of the strongest, most ancient spiritual um, animals, and it's also the year of the dragon. It was literally just the lunar year. Um, so let's see what the dragon is. Oh, I skipped it. All right, so dragon, seeing one's most true self and balancing the ego. You know, one of my favorite astrologers, Christopher Witecki, he's on here, he's on YouTube, and his channel is Sirius Joy, Sirius. But he talked about this week about how Mars conjoins Pluto, I think. And he calls it the Black Rose Valentine's Day because it happens on Valentine's Day, but he speaks of an ego death. So basically, people may have an ego death on Valentine's Day. All right, so the dragon sees everything. Its essence has been with us since before our first breath and will be there at our last. It watches us navigate the external world as well as our inner world. When dragon energy is awakened, we are courageous, visionary, and can easily drop into witness consciousness. It is almost as if we are traveling with a great friend inside of ourselves. When we look in the mirror deep into our eyes, we may even glimpse the self behind the self, the one who is watching us. This is the power of the dragon breathing transformative fire into every cell of our bodies. Witnessing this omnipotent energy, even for a brief moment, helps us surrender and let go. We let the dragon guide us. We hop on his back for a ride as we traverse even the most difficult terrain. The dragon's eyes see beauty everywhere. It is said that if a yogi does not see beauty in the world, their, how do you pronounce this? Agni, Agni, is dim. Agni is described as inner fire or sacred intelligence. Maybe even just the mention of the dragon stir the embers of intelligence within you. The dragon and the third chakra. The subtle energy of the dragon lives at the navel center in the Manipura chakra. Manipura translates to the city of hidden gems, and behind its gates burns the fire of our transformative and digestion. The sages believe health of the fire at the navel center is what governs our ability to clearly see both the inner and outer dimensions. So that's your solar plexus, I believe. So there's that willpower, that confidence, all that stuff. So definitely get some sun, burn some candles, work on that solar plexus chakra. If you are feeling a little like, ugh, a little unsure about the things that you want to go towards, um, because I feel like with the Ace of, we had literally had the Ace of Wands, we literally had the Six of Wands. So that's why I said that fear of success, but also like once you have that fear of success or the fear that things may fail as before, then you're not as gung ho to do them. You don't want things to happen again. You don't want to put energy that you barely even have into something that isn't going to bring anything out. But again, the dragon is again the self behind the self. So this is the soul behind my meat suit speaking to me, but also like behind the soul, it's God, it's the universe speaking to me. It's intelligence way beyond what I can freaking comprehend. And that's why you, it's hard to have belief in that because you can't see it. It's hard to understand and you don't really have all the details. Um, but just have faith, take the first step and continue taking the steps. And you'll be surprised what happens, what's created. That's literally a creator. If you think about an artist, you know what I mean? They have this vision in their mind and they don't know how they're going to create this painting or create this sculpture. They just have the vision and then they just take the first step. They chisel the first stone off. Uh they choose their first color, they choose their paintbrush, they choose where they're gonna start to paint on the canvas. It's the same with everybody else. Like that's why I always like I'm like, man, I wish I was an artist. um because they see the world before it's even like physical, and they can create things like that. But what God told me is everybody's an artist, everybody can do that. We just do it different ways. um we all express art differently in different ways. We all express ourselves differently in different ways. Um, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.